What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to Apex Online Racing, round number 6 today here for the Monaco Grand Prix. Expectations coming into this, to be brutally honest, I was really going to treat this like a damage limitation race. I didn't expect to walk away here with the win. I was actually hoping for a wet race, believe it or not. I felt like I'd definitely have a better chance, but unfortunately that didn't happen and it was fully dry. So we'll make the best of a bad situation, I suppose, and yeah, this is probably going to be a damage limitation race, so hopefully we can still come away with something decent. So let's go to qualifying and see what we can do. Alright, so here we are in the garage. We're going to go out straight away on the soft compound tyres. I think this is just going to be the strategy for everyone. It's going to be a one stop from probably softs to hards, or maybe soft to mediums. Just depending on what people's tyre wear is like. People obviously run different setups and have different preferences and whatever. So we head out now, and I think we're actually the first one heading out as well, followed by our teammate Stuart McKenzie. So hopefully we can both have a good run of things coming into this. I was actually a little bit slower in practice before this than Stuart, so I don't know, we may be playing second fiddle in this race to our teammate, but we'll wait and see what happens. Come across the line for our first run. It's only like a 1 minute 10 flat basically, so yeah, just nothing to get excited about. It was a really average lap, a lot of mistakes, and wasn't real happy with it. But we go out again on another set of soft compound tyres, and we improve to P2 on a 109.4. I could still definitely go quicker. I was in the 8s in practice, so I know there's more time to find. Go out on our final run now, and we go and invalidate. We just caught the curb, lost the rear of the car, and that was the end of our qualifying session, unfortunately. So we actually still end up in P3, believe it or not, with our teammate backing us up right alongside us. So Mercedes front row lockout and a Williams second row lockout. So nice for both of us to be right up the front. Both Mercedes 1 and 2, they didn't really come as a surprise. I felt like if there was ever a race where they're probably going to beat us, that's definitely going to be this one. Strategy, I'm thinking going soft to hards. I probably should have actually done a couple of practice races and, you know, seen if I could make the mediums last. Looking back on the race now, I definitely would have done that instead of going onto the hards, but anyway, we'll still try and make the best of a bad situation. I think P3 is probably going to be the maximum we can hope for. That's obviously assuming that we've still got reasonable pace against our teammate as well. So hopefully he can have a good run of things. Hasn't scored yet this season, unfortunately, Stuart, so hopefully he can have a good run this time out, and hopefully we can get a double points finish on the board and come away with something good. But reforming back on the grid now, Darren 11 in pole position alongside Pete Crichton in P2, ourselves P3, Stuart McKenzie P4, I think it's Plevs in P5 right behind us. So hopefully two of us can get off to a good start. But awaiting 5 red lights to the Monaco Grand Prix, and away we go. Looks like we've got a pretty decent launch, a real good launch compared to Pete. Going into turn 1, and he tries to go around the outside of his teammate. I think that might have been a little bit of gamesmanship there from Darren, just to try and make sure I wasn't alongside Pete. But anyway, coming up now to the top of the hill, right under the rear wing of the Mercedes. And I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to go for the move or not, because the option was there. As you can see, he runs a little bit defensive, but parks it on the racing line, and yeah, all's good. Darren lagging a little bit there in P1, but hopefully that won't, you know, be any dramas or anything for anyone. He'll probably take off, no doubt, so he probably won't see anyone for the rest of the race. I think the 2 leaders do run with racing line on as well, so that's probably going to help them around here. Obviously, as you can see, I do not, and a couple of other people don't either. But Darren sets the fastest lap of the race on 12.9. Surprisingly, we actually nearly match him on a 13.0, so at the start of the race we do have reasonable pace, even compared to the 2 leaders. But coming on to lap 4, I started to suffer with front tyre temps, so I actually decided to let my teammate go. Makes a little lock-up. We get a warning for exceeding track limits there, so that's kind of annoying. But we let him go now, and I just wanted to see if he could maybe tow me along. That's a 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to do us any favours. But we cut on to lap 10 now, and we're coming into the pits for a set of hard tyres as we almost jumped the Mercedes of Pete Crichton. I was actually hoping to hold him up there a little bit, but we were a bit too far back and he got away before we could get there. But coming in for the hard tyres now. 2.5 second stop from the boys, so pretty good. Looks like we should re-emerge in P5, so we really haven't lost any positions either, really, from coming in. So now I guess it's realistically about survival. Just making sure we don't get any front wing damage or anything like that, or don't do anything stupid. Coming on to lap 12 now, our teammate Stuart pitted on the very next lap. He's gone on to mediums, but with the undercut, we were able to get past him, and we actually had a fair bit of a lead on him. But literally 2 laps later, he caught us up. And once again, I decided, you know what, you go through. I'm going to let you punch the hole in the air, and hopefully, if you can start to close in on the Mercedes in P2, then he might be able to drag us up, and I don't know, we might be able to snag P2 in this race maybe, but we'll see what we can do. And it's looking good so far, obviously. Still P3 and P4. Yellow flag just ahead of us. Elton has retired from the session. Jesus Christ! Holy mother of God, that honestly gave me a heart attack when we're actually doing the race. I'm not going to lie. That scared the hell out of me right there. But thankfully, we drove straight through his car, and he wasn't like a solid car that you could run into, thankfully. But on lap 24, another 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to be helpful. But at this point, I do know Stuart has, I think, 2 penalties as well, and he does have a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pits as well. So we are ahead of him technically on track. He clips the wall there with his right rear, easy enough to do as well. Held onto it, thankfully. And at this point, I was really just sitting behind, seeing if Stuart could do anything. Looking for a move on Pete. He really doesn't leave him a lot of space. And Stuart, at this point, he wasn't very happy with the Mercedes. I could tell by his reactions because we were in a party together. And again, goes for the move or tries to look up the inside and is very unimpressed with Pete. I think he might have been doing a bit of weaving or a bit of blocking or something. And he was very, very unimpressed to say the least. But on lap 32 now, we almost touched our teammate. He didn't feel anything, according to him, when I, apologised quickly. So all's good. We got no damage. On the lap 34, and we had a little discussion throughout this lap, and Stuart decided to let me go. Or I should say, I asked if he could let me go, so I could see if I could have a crack at the Mercedes driver. And 4 laps to go, we'll see what we can do. On the end of lap 35, and we go and get front wing damage. Well, that's just perfect, well done. But anyway, hopefully that won't hamper us too much. On to the end of lap 36 now, and we're right under the rear wing of the Mercedes once again. This is probably going to be the best chance we're going to get, so we're going to have to go for something. DRS, open, look to the outside. We touch tyres almost in the wall. Probably a bit dodgy there from me. He goes left, now he goes right, so we cut back to the left. We're up his inside, side by side up the hill. He turns in on us, touch tyres. I can't complain about that really. There's going to be a little bit of contact on a narrow street circuit like this. Defending to the inside now. I don't know if Pete's got any penalties either, so he could still technically be ahead of us on the basis of penalties anyway, but we'll wait and see anyway. Obviously, just to beat him on track for a bit of bragging rights is always something good to do. You always want to beat your closest rival, or one of. But he's right behind us now as we come out of the tunnel. We defend to the inside. He looks to go around the outside, but we're super deep, super late on the brakes, and we maintain second position. And hopefully that should be enough. And cutting on to the final lap of the race now. We've maintained second position. Little lock up, lose the rear end, nearly spin right there. That would look really stupid. But coming through the final couple of corners now, Darren 11 wins the Monaco Grand Prix. First person to win a race apart from ourselves, so congrats to him. Drove a really good race and just buggered off down the road. But come around the final corner, and for a track which I wasn't looking forward to and I thought would be a damage limitation race, it's going to be on the podium, I think. But is it P2? No. Bugger. So there we go, guys. That has been round number 6 of Apex Online Racing here today for the Monaco Grand Prix. As I said, for a track I wasn't looking forward to and expected to, you know, do horribly at, I'll definitely take P3. Solid haul of points. So all in all, pretty good day in the office, I reckon. Our teammate coming home in P5, so solid double points finish. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. And until the next video, I'll catch you guys next time.